Hey, Tiffany.
Hey.
Uh, we are coming off of 2 weeks of highly educational fieldwork by Tiffany on the wonders of Citizens United and the nuances thereof. And I thought we could maybe do kind of
A breather.
a softball. Yeah. Easy ways to take action against polluting companies. Um, and we decided that this was cocktail worthy. We needed a break.
Yes.
So if you want to indulge with a mocktail or a cocktail or some tea, have a drink, take a load
Yeah,
off.
I have some wine. Kat has a Manhattan,
Which means I'll probably get more and more unhinged as the episode goes on.
which I love. I think I was like kind of drunk on one of our last
I know one of our
Was it-
Patreon episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
was
we were like
definitely,
railing against. Maybe it was it
slurring.
the therapy or the healthcare one?
Yeah,
And
it
we were
was,
like,
it was.
"Rah." Yeah, I watched that and I was like, oh, you can see the second marker when Cat Cox fell off, but yeah, but we needed it.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, that was funny. We don't usually do that for like
No.
ever, actually,
no,
in general. But
no, we're kind of every 6 weeks or so we have a drink on the show. So
yeah, it's fun.
yeah. Well, all right. I'm just gonna read my intro.
All right, go for it.
We all know that individual action is important to help climate change. That's basically what the show is about. Reducing your energy usage, limiting consumption, making smart choices about food, water, and your lifestyle can all add up and make you feel empowered at the same time. But at the end of the day, corporations play the biggest role in contributing to climate change. Money is power. It can feel like you're powerless to stop them, but there are things, relatively easy things, you can do to influence the role corporations have in affecting climate change. Welcome to Greening Up My Act.
I still love our intro music.
I think it's kind of the best thing ever. It's like the happy housekeeper, but we're
It
really just
is.
burning it down.
Yes.
We're those
That's
people who
exactly
needle
what-
point like fuck, 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 fuck.
Yes.
Actually, I realized it's been a while since we've said who we were.
Oh God, you're right.
Do you want to introduce us?
Oh my God, we haven't done that at all.
No, it's
That
fine.
is
I think.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. So we are. I'm Tiffany. This cat.
Hi.
Hi. We are two marketing writers who met while working together and decided we liked each other enough to start a podcast.
To talk digitally once a week.
Yes. So she's in Austin. I'm in Maryland. Dealing with two very different political climates, but we're all under threat, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're two marketing writers. We initially were like, okay, let's take our marketing expertise and kind of try to help people see through the green hooey, which is what we call it, like greenwashing that all of these companies are putting out. And then this season, we wanted to take a step back. We got a little bit like, it felt like too small scale, so we
Yeah.
wanted to go a little bit bigger picture. And and but at the same time, we've learned that like we've gone through this sort of evolution where at first it was like, okay, these things matter. Like, should I buy compostable bags or not?
Right.
The answer is no.
No,
But
yes.
like, should I do that? And then it went through a phase of like, okay, we're looking at all of these things, like homemade deodorant, like DIY laundry detergent. Does any of this matter? Does any of this matter?
Yeah.
And then we sort of came back around and we're like, okay, clearly as citizens of the United States, this stuff matters a lot.
Yeah.
Because we are creating the pollution,
The
using up
problems. The resource.
we're using
Yep.
the carbon, using the resources. Like, it is us. That's us doing it. So obviously our individual choices matter.
Yeah.
So this season we're looking at more like big picture, political action, how to influence corporations, how to influence how to lobby your government, your local government, your state government, whatever. And we've been calling it like activism for non-activists because
Yeah, which we didn't name the series. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll update the playlist on YouTube to be that. But yeah,
Oh, there you go.
we haven't really
Yeah.
stated that out loud, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we said it like early on, but
Yeah, we're just like, yeah, something.
yeah, it's kind of like people who are new to this whole, who don't consider themselves activists and don't even maybe have that temperament of like the classic activist of like rallying out on the streets and
You're
yelling and blah
not
blah
you're not looking up Molotov cocktail recipes,
blah. No.
which is such a stereotype. But
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, wearing it like anarchy symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not like researching like how do I confuse technology to make sure that my face doesn't appear on cameras at the yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just like for the everyday person who is like really pissed off and we wanted to do the season even before Trump got elected.
I know,
So
it's just
that's,
it's been more dire now. And
yeah.
oh, speaking of,
I hear the
my
squeaks.
puppy has just run in with a squeaky ball. Oh, she's decided she's taking Emmett's place. Instead of just jangling her collar, she's literally bringing the squeaky ball into the
Oh my
sink.
god, I forgot Emmett would do that.
Oh, I know, I miss him.
Emmett.
Well, so on that note, I know everybody's probably feeling pretty overwhelmed. I'm sure this episode's going to come out 2 weeks after we record it, and there's probably going to be a whole new list of horrors that we're all.
Dude.
I mean, you know, if society still exists in 2 weeks, this episode will come out, and I'm hoping just to remind people of your power, to give you a
Yeah.
little respite from the overwhelm.
Yes.
So, a resounding takeaway from the season has been that hope means action.
Yes.
So, here are some actions you can take against those giant money corporations.
Nice. Love it.
I'm going to read a couple of my sources. So, first, I had UMass Amherst had the Greenhouse 100 Polluters of 2024, the top polluters. The McCune Law Group had corporate accountability for environmental damages.
Okay.
Vistra Energy had, oh, that's just one of those corporations. Columbia Climate School had climate lawsuits are on the rise. And Investopedia, what is ESG investing?
Okay.
I'm going to be totally honest. I Googled on my phone, like, what can you do to take action against polluting companies? And it, like, gave me a list of literally, like, 6 things. And I just flushed them out. And it probably took it from something and I didn't get the source. And I'm sure that was plagiarized because AI can do nothing but plagiarize. But,
yeah.
So these are the steps, and
I mean, to be fair, that's what I don't like normally use AI necessarily, but I'm like finding the one of the top sources, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, they say 5 things. Let's look into those 5 things. You know what I mean?
and it was,
like,
you know, I wrote this 4 weeks ago, I think, and it
Right.
was just my brain was in such disarray that it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, great, okay, I'll just
yeah, AI is a tool, and it's okay to use AI.
yeah, I am
Yeah.
fine with this framework, so I'm just regurgitating this. It exists on the internet already, but
Yeah.
all right, step 1, the number one thing you can do: get informed. Get your head out of the sand. Understand what corporations really impact the environment. I mean, we all have probably ideas in our heads. We're like, oil and gas.
Right.
Okay. According to UMass Amherst's Perry list, which is the top 100 environmental polluters, and this is based on statistics from 2022. I don't know if they have more recent data, but
That's not too long ago.
it's 2 main contenders: energy companies and oil and gas companies. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's likely you don't know who they actually are, right? When I say corporate polluters, what are some names that run through your head?
Shell? I mean,
Okay, yeah, BP, right? ExxonMobil.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're up there. The number 1 polluter in 2022 was Vistra Energy.
oh, nope, don't know them.
Never heard of them, right? It's a Texas-based energy corporation I've never heard of, and I live in Texas. So according to their website, which is why I quoted them as a source, they're the largest competitive power generator in the U.S. Makes sense because Texas is its own grid. They are a conglomerate of several energy companies, and they list their sustainability efforts right on their About Us page. So they have them there. I mean, and they list some of them. Now, other surprises in this top 100 list might be the U.S.
Wait,
government is.
what are their sustainability goals?
I didn't want to go into it. It's
All
like
right.
we're working on integrating green energy. It
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I mean, some of it's like I have heard people from oil companies talk about like, yeah, we have to think of alternative. Like,
Right.
they're not blind to the fact that this is an unsustainable market for
No,
them,
I'm
even.
I'm positive they're not, but they're gonna fight
Yeah.
tooth and nail to make it last as long as they can.
Well, yeah, and to make as much money off of it as they can. But
Yeah.
it's also, again, well, and I'll get into this. Americans do need energy,
Yeah.
and the way our infrastructure is set up, without disrupting your air conditioner and your refrigerator, providing it through oil and gas is the easiest way to do it right now. So
Yeah,
there would
right
be
now.
a huge uproar if we tried to cut out all oil and gas today.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to have this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, but other surprises on that list might be the U.S. government in toto as number 7, highest polluter in the U.S., as well as Berkshire Hathaway at number 4.
Is that what's his face?
I thought they were just a real
Warren
estate
Buffett,
company.
right?
Yeah, I thought they were just a real estate company. No,
Yeah,
I don't
what
know.
are they
I don't even
doing?
know. I don't know. This is just a list of the 100. So we've got to know what these companies are doing, why they matter, and how they claim they're going to fix things so we can hold them to it. So I'm just
Yeah.
talking about get informed. Look this up. I
Yeah.
didn't do as much research as I probably should have. But that's the first step. Figure out who's worth targeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, tell everyone you know.
Mm-hmm.
Public awareness is one of the biggest ways we hold corporations accountable. So when you've learned the truth about who's polluting and how, don't keep it a secret. I will say a word of warning. A lot of these corporations have very deep pockets, as we discussed last week.
Mm-hmm.
I do not encourage starting a flame war in writing online where you can be found. But you can repost stories from environmental advocates you trust on social media, find news stories that cover the information, and have legitimate conversations with people you know and love about the issues. Don't get sued for libel, but know who you're talking about and find sources that you can share so you can tell the people. And, we all run the risk of being the hair on fire Cassandra who is warning the end of the world and nobody believes us. It's probably going to happen. It's already happening.
Yeah.
But if you start a conversation, that can spark change.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, number 3. We know this. Lobby your representatives.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we've talked about at length in this season. There is a website I don't think we've promoted called 5calls.org, the number
Yeah,
5calls.org.
I
Yes,
think you talked about it in the Patreon.
I think I did.
And I downloaded it. So.
Okay, good. It's an app,
Yeah.
but it's also just a web. You can just run it off the web. What it does is you put in your location, and it gives you a list of issues that you might want to call your representatives about. You pick one of those. It gives you a script, and then it gives you the phone number of the first representative to call. You call them, and then at the end of the call, you mark down what happened. Did you leave a voicemail? Did you talk to them? Did you not do it? And you can hit skip and go to the next one. It'll take you to 5 representatives from your specific district that you can call, and gives you this. It's freaking easy. 15 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
my plan is to implement that into my morning routine.
Yeah, like when you're. Did I send you that Tumblr thread or whatever? Oh, it was like. In 2025, we're replacing drunk dialing your ex with drunk calling your senator. And someone at the end posted like, "Oh, I did it on the shitter this morning." And I'm like, that's the right energy. Like, do
Yeah.
it during your morning poop because
Yep.
that's what they deserve. But
Yes.
yeah, just call them, or before dinner, or like when you're out walking your dog. Do the
Yeah.
calls.
Yep.
So yes, and get used to it and keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's working. I mean, not visibly, but it means something.
Yeah, it does. Totally.
Okay, now we're going to get into things that are a little bit more interesting, I would say.
Ah.
So the 4th step they recommend is participate in class action.
Oh.
We are starting to see the legal world really take environmental issues seriously.
Aha. Yes, I was hoping you would talk about this.
Yes, so according to Columbia Climate School, these lawsuits have more than doubled in the last 5 years, and there are currently over 1,500 lawsuits about climate issues against corporations in the US alone. So
Yeah.
class action lawsuits mean it's not just one person suing, it is a group of people who have experienced the same issue. I'm part of a class action lawsuit about school finance, apparently, from when I was in school.
Okay. Who was it against, you know?
A bunch of universities, including the one I attended.
Okay.
And the judge has found that they have to pay us back for some things.
Awesome.
And I don't understand all of it, but I'm in it. I also have participated in class action lawsuits against Verizon
Okay. Yeah.
and Comcast.
Yeah. I've done
When
a
you-
couple.
When you get that email and it gives you a little code and you sign up, do it. I have gotten like $7, I think.
Right.
Go
But
to-
it's the principle.
It's the principle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that article, which is in our notes, digs into how the legal system is approaching enforcing government regulations, corporate responsibility, and human rights by suing bad actors in the name of large groups. So if you live in an area where pollution and climate change are having a real effect on daily life, you may be able to participate in a class action lawsuit against corporations causing damage.
Yes.
So one example, a dog just licked my ankle. Hi, baby. The class action lawsuits taking place against energy companies in California for faulty equipment starting the wildfires that just destroyed Pacific Palisades and Santa Monica. This dog is so fucking cute right now. I wish I could show you guys her face. She's just leaning on me and
Oh.
hi. Yes, I know you can't climb on me because you'll knock my
everything
computer
better.
off. Yes, I need her. She knows it. This is somewhat tangentially related to the environment because wildfires, obviously, and energy companies. So that's not exactly like suing them for ruining the groundwater where you live, etc. But upgrading energy production and distribution to more sustainable methods also aids in less damaging environmental issues.
Right.
So,
And I'm gonna butcher it, but the Supreme Court just allowed a lawsuit to go through from, I want to say it was some group in Alaska, like a class action group.
it was Native Americans, wasn't it? American
Probably.
Eskimo or Algonquin? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna butcher. I don't know all the details, but I do remember hearing that the Supreme Court like basically allowed the lawsuit to
Like they're
happen.
going to hear it. Yeah.
And it sort of like opened up the door to others
Yeah.
in a very good way. So
Yeah, we hope.
it's very exciting.
Yeah. I said, think Aaron Brockovich fighting PG&E for the contamination of water resources. Yeah.
Yes.
So human health and well-being is directly impacted by climate issues, and legally speaking, these companies must be held accountable for the damage they do.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of a thing that I document stuff. This is a thing I say, like, I understand there's a lot of issues with police forces in the United States and things. So, but for instance, one thing I do, if somebody does a bad action against me, I don't just go, oh, live and let live. I'll call it in. You know, if somebody, and I know that I have that privilege for being white, but for instance, like one time I was driving down the road in my convertible and my boyfriend was driving my car and he didn't know how to drive a stick shift. And he accidentally got into a lane and didn't get fast enough. And this guy was speeding down the street and, you know, got really pissed off and was honking at us. And I like flipped him off, you know, and he came around and he threw a Coke can at me at the light.
Oh my God.
And we got his license plate and I called the police because I'm like, if you can do an act, I mean, yeah, flipping him off, not great. I was in a really bad mood. Not an excuse. I don't recommend it. But road rage is a very good indicator that you are a bad person if you can do that to a stranger in public. And he got arrested because of priors. And I might have saved his girlfriend from domestic violence that week, you know. And
yeah.
I'm not saying that that's the course of action I would take I think our legal system and our court systems and our police systems are wrong. But document things. If you I know people in my hometown who grew up in the same neighborhood and all had very similar cancers.
Yeah.
And it was probably due to a pesticide at the local park. And if you can get enough documentation and enough groups of people, you can have a class action lawsuit and stop that from happening in the future. Get some compensation and, you know, get the PR against these companies that do these things thoughtlessly. So Detroit, Michigan, there should be a class action lawsuit about their water.
Yeah. I can't believe there
Um,
isn't.
I, I, yeah. I haven't looked into it very deeply, and that
Or Flint?
news.
Are you talking
Flint.
about
I'm
Flint?
talking
Or
about Flint.
yeah, yeah.
Probably Detroit's bad too.
Yeah, well.
But like all kinds of places, and if you have the privilege of being the Karen in a good way, be the good Karen. Like I'm the one who calls when they don't pick up our trash.
Right.
We deserve these services. Just because we're not in the rich West Lake area doesn't mean we don't deserve it. If keep a record of things that happen and talk about it. Reach out. There might be, air pollution causes real problems, water pollution, all these things. Keep these companies accountable. See if there's a class action lawsuit in your area for things you're experiencing, higher rates of cancer, all these things. And I'm not a very litigious person. I think lawsuits can do a lot of damage, but when it's groups of individuals who have been hurt by these deep-pocketed corporations, take them for all they're worth,
Yeah, totally.
This is the Manhattan speaking. I think this is a good time to take a break.
Alrighty, that sounds fantastic.
Excellent.
I can't remember if you put any sort of a screen over our break time because I was just furiously shoving a Kleenex up my nose.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Nobody on YouTube is going to see that, but they're going to hear about it.
Well,
so.
now they know. So.
Yeah. You missed it. Yes, I do put a break screen up. So.
Okay.
Yeah, lucky you. Okay, number 5. This is the big one that you've all been waiting for. How to stop polluting companies. Don't buy their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there are several boycotts going on right now. The week we're recording this, there's supposed to be an economic blackout on Friday. Most of these are... The point of that economic blackout is supposed to shame companies for ending their DEI initiatives of their own accord, just bending the knee to Trump. But you can do it for climate change as well. These current boycotts are against places that support the Trump administration. So Walmart, Amazon, Meta, boycotts.
Which means not logging in to Instagram or Facebook, right?
Right, or posting.
Because that's how you buy, quote unquote, from them.
Right, you look at their ads.
Mm-hmm.
So boycotts, it's kind of silly to think that like one day will matter because boycotts need to be sustained and widespread to be effective.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you think of the civil rights activism from the 1960s, the bus boycott lasted months, years.
Yeah.
But to send a message, again, talk about it, say why you're not buying from these companies, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Boycotts can work. Only 3.5% of any population needs to stand up in a movement to affect change. We've been reading that from a Rebecca Solnit article that I need to find and post. But I keep thinking that 3.5%. I don't even know how many Americans that is. What? 1% is 30 million, 3 million Americans? We have 300. How many Americans are there? 300 million. So 1% would be 1 million Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No. I can't do math tonight.
No, I
I'm
think
sorry.
your instincts were right. 3%.
Okay. 1% of 100 is 1. 1% of 300 is 3. So 3 million people would be 1%, times 3 would be 9. So 10 million people need to participate in these boycotts for them to, 12 million people, let's say, for them to have change. Okay. It's a little more difficult when you're talking about these polluting companies, right? If you want to do economic damage to polluting companies, you start by not buying from them. So don't buy from energy companies. Like, how much are you buying directly from Vistra Energy? I'm not. I don't know. But it's too broad. That's too big of a thing, and it's kind of impossible. Like, I'm basically telling you not to use electricity or natural
Right.
gas. Like, turn off your water heater for a month.
Yeah. To be fair, Maryland and I'm sure a lot of other states have the option to
The green energy.
use
Hmm.
green energy sources. So you can use wind, solar, a combination of it.
Yeah.
Um, there might be some nuclear in there, but I haven't seen that. And so that's one way.
Yeah.
You just
I
I
mean,
just
exactly.
go
Okay.
on my yeah, the way I do that is I just go on my most people don't realize this is a thing, but it actually is cheaper than my regular like regular standard BG&E for me is 11 cents per kilowatt hour, and I get mine for like 9 cents per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
And you just go on your freaking
Check a box.
website, and then you pick. There's a
Yeah.
list of like 150, 200 options, and
And if
some of
enough
them are
people pick them,
solar.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could install solar if you have that kind of scratch.
Well, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. I keep getting calls from
What
a
are all
solar
these
company.
federal
The tax breaks.
yeah, how those are gonna
They'll probably end in September.
shake out. Okay.
Yeah. If he
Great.
doesn't do an executive order. Well, he just gutted the IRS, so who knows how they administer them anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, if you have the money, get solar or wind. There's individual wind systems out there. A friend of mine was like, I don't think they're large scale yet, but they exist.
Mm-hmm.
There are all kinds of other steps you can take to reduce how much money you give energy companies. So, reduce the amount of energy you use.
Yeah.
You know, Americans use 16% of the world's total energy, even though we only make up 4% of the population. So,
My God,
become Swedish.
that's insane.
So here's some easy things you can do, just off the top of my head. Turn off unused lights and appliances.
Mm-hmm.
Just, computers that are charging that don't need to be charging, just turn them off.
Yeah.
Your little surge protector,
Mm-hmm.
turn it off overnight. Lower your heat and AC
Yeah.
by a couple degrees. Put on a sweater. Tangent. I have read somewhere, and I haven't seen proof of this recently, but someone posited that one of the reasons the American metabolism is so fucked up is because we no longer use calories to regulate our heating and cooling.
Huh.
So think about it as a fitness endeavor.
Yeah.
If you're trying to lose weight, just
I don't
sweat a
buy
little more.
that, but that's fine.
I mean, I consider it like our temperatures have lowered. You know how 98.6 was the standard? It's now
Yeah.
97.8.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
I
my
didn't know
standard
that.
temperature is 97 degrees when I go to the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Most people are, because of heat, climatized buildings.
Interesting. Okay, that's interesting. But I will say I also have struggled greatly in over AC,
Oh,
in like too high of AC office buildings. So
100%.
that is.
I hate it. Like, set it to 74, dude. Sweat a little. 74
It's
is great.
like, yeah, and it's like in the winter it's on. You're like, it
Yeah, I
is
know.
65 degrees in here.
I know. Y'all, open a window, dude. Just
Yeah.
live with...
It's bad.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anywho's.
Energy efficient appliances.
Mm-hmm.
While you can still get a tax break for them too.
Oh, I
Buy
didn't
those.
think about that.
Yep. My fridge went out this year, and I got a new energy efficient fridge, and I think
What's
my
the tax break like?
I don't know, $500 or something.
Okay.
But yeah,
Better than nothing.
live in a smaller house, downsize.
Mm-hmm.
Bike or walk when you can. Take a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Quit buying so many clothes.
Yeah.
We've talked about fast fashion extensively. Quit buying things in general that you don't need.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to go on off a tirade. Plastic is made from petroleum, oil and gas.
Yeah.
And when they can't sell us gasoline because nobody's driving like during the pandemic, they sell us more plastic.
Well,
So
that's
quit
what I found
buying
in my
plastic.
plastics recycling episode.
Yes.
So it was two-parter.
Yeah.
When that's their plan. Because
Yeah.
they know that oil and gas is going away, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And because it's just not sustainable.
Right.
And so they're going to lean into plastic.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
That's where they make their money.
Yeah.
I saw some clip from one of the shows that's on Paramount Plus. I forget which one, where he's talking about like they think they can stop oil and gas production because we're gonna have electric cars. Well, oil and gas isn't everything. It's in all your cleaning products. It's in all your makeup. It's in all your clothing. And like the person who posted this clip on Facebook was trying to be like a gotcha to the libs, and I was like, this is a cautionary tale
Right.
about plastic consumption. Like, we are a throwaway society, and the reason we can be is because oil and gas own us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, quit buying plastic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mindless consumerism is incompatible with environmental sustainability. Period.
Yep.
I cannot recommend buying sustainable products because, as we know, those companies are not.
For the most part, there are some.
There are
we
some.
actually have an episode coming up about like things that we have found that actually
actually
are
work.
worth
Yes.
it. So.
Yeah. But just we're sold advertising
Yeah.
at such high rates, and I get it. Like, it's fast food. It's the newest gadget. It's and we live in a world where we work so hard. I mean, we're more productive than any human being has ever been in the history of the world, and we still can't make enough money to make ends meet. And we just need a little relief. I get it. You want some shopping therapy? Fine. Go on Craigslist. Put stuff in your cart and just don't buy it. Have the thrill of finding it and not actually buying it. Learn to sew. Repurpose your clothes. I haven't done that. I have that sewing machine I haven't freaking touched since I bought it. But, learn to grow your own food. Like you were saying last week about teaching your daughter where corn comes from. There's a lot of joy in planting something and watch it grow. Millennials are obsessed with plants. Grow food. So you don't have to participate in factory farming. I'm not saying get chickens. I know eggs are expensive.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it won't. My carrot supply is probably not going to replace
It's not going to feed you. I mean, that was one thing. Like, the things I grow in my backyard are like tomatoes and peppers. I'm like, I'm going to live off salsa for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
My neighbor is really good. I wish he listened to the show. He'd probably be like, you hypocrite. But he's such a good human being. He's like growing potatoes right now. Like, he gave me eggplants. Like,
so apparently potatoes are easy.
Oh,
they're like
we
really
had a freeze
easy.
and it's not that easy.
Okay.
But yeah, potatoes. Yeah,
But
there's
that's
a
whatever,
reason
you can
that
grow
people
them
have
in a
survived
frickin'
off
bag.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So grow some potatoes.
I want to try. I actually am curious about potatoes.
And then you get
I'm really excited.
the joy of ownership.
Yes.
I made this, and you get to learn about seasonality. You get to be more in touch with the earth, which is something that I know it sounds hippy dippy, but we are the first generation of human beings that like don't know what the moon is doing. And like, when does the sun come back? Like, we are not in touch with this environment that we have evolved to be part of, and we are completely cut off from.
Oh yeah, and that is a huge detriment to our mental health. Like, just flat out. There's no other way to say it. If you're not outside sometimes and like touching grass. I mean, that's such a fucking... That's like a thing, touch grass.
Touch grass. But it's literally, that's as simple as it
even
is.
Stupid grass, because grass sucks.
Just get some sunlight. I know, yes. As we talked about, grass sucks. But like, go look at a tree.
Yes.
Literally
hug a tree. It's quite lovely.
It is actually nice. Unless it's a saguaro cactus.
Oh, well. Cactus or has poison oak all over it.
Yeah,
anyway.
or fuck the poison oak and the poison ivy, which we don't have in New Mexico, but we have here. But, like, go look at a hawk. Or
put a bird feeder out. Like,
your bird feeder video is so soothing. Yeah.
Yes.
And
my God.
Don't watch it online. Go do it.
Yes.
Just go. I know if you live in a city, find a park and just sit in the park. Without any, just
or put a bird feeder on a window. Like, they have the ones that stick to windows now.
Yeah.
And they're so fun.
Yeah.
They're so cool. Or like a balcony if you have a balcony. So
just, Oh, let me look up this book real quick. So a psychotherapist I went to 25 years ago recommended this book. And I can't remember. Nope, that's not what I wanted. And it basically, he talks about how, yeah, we have evolved as a species in this, ecosystem, the spell of the sensuous.
Oh.
And he talks about one night he's just sitting in a rainstorm and he watched a spider weave a web in a rainstorm. And when he woke up in the morning, the web was gone. It just put it up to get bugs.
Or the storm blew it away, but yeah.
Well, no, it was like in a window, and he's just like, and I communed with this animal, and it wasn't like commune with the animal by like having sex with it, or like, it was just, we forget how, as human beings, we are not apart from the world. Like,
No.
agriculture even was we were very much a part of the
Yep.
seasons and what food was growing and what plants were around. And we have lost that because we're now part with computers, which
Yeah.
that's new. That's new in the last 50 years. This
Yeah.
is evolutionarily wild. And I know, like,
And not even 50 if you think about it.
No.
Like the first home
20 years.
computers were like the 90s.
I remember
If you were lucky.
the first time I recognized that the internet was going to matter was on 9/11. I was in DC. All the phone lines were down. I
Yeah.
couldn't call my parents and tell them I was okay. And I got on AOL Instant Messenger and messaged my friend Will in Albuquerque and said, "Can you call my dad and tell him I'm okay?"
Wow.
And he was like, "Yep." And I was like, "Oh, the internet just won that one. And that
Wow.
was 2001.
Uh-huh.
It was a turning point for me that,
Yeah.
like, oh, the internet matters. Like, it was before, I was like, oh, it's kind of fun and kind of convenient. I could send an email.
Yeah.
But this was like, nope, it's going to be the only thing that matters. And that was 24 years ago.
Yeah. Or as I
So-
would say, 10 years ago. No.
Yeah. It was 5 years
9
ago.
years ago, yeah.
5 years ago. But we forget that we do not have coping mechanisms for these onslaughts of data and
Yeah.
blue light. I mean, whatever. And
Yeah.
a lot of it's pseudoscience right now because we just don't know. We don't have enough information. But we do know that forest bathing and spending time in sunlight affects a lot of your health and your mental health especially. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Plant
I think
something.
yeah, like going outside. I think the thing that bothers me about like touch grass is that it's sold as this like self-care thing, whereas it is, but I think it's more important than that, and it's more like it's not about you necessarily. I think that's the point. It's like being outside is to get outside of yourself
Yes.
and to connect with like
Yes.
a dumb snail. Sorry, I don't think it's dumb.
But
like
yeah,
a
but like
really cool caterpillar,
something that doesn't
or-
speak your language.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, all we have is domesticated dogs who have learned English really
Right.
well.
Right.
They know English better than you do.
They know hungry.
They know your moods. They know, they speak. How many words of dog do you speak?
Right.
None.
Right.
She speaks, she knows every word. She knows walk, she knows treat, she knows dinner, she knows bedtime. She knows. I don't know what our means
Right.
without context clues.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like seeing like today, okay, Charlie and I went to the park and we wandered over to this little, it's actually like a little unused because it's winter volleyball pit with a
Yeah.
bunch of sand. Somebody had thrown out some seed there, so there was a deer there just like
Just
eating.
chilling.
And then there were two big ass red-headed woodpeckers there. And then there were some squirrels. So it's
Yeah.
like you're with a 4-year-old. So for her, she actually
She's in Disneyland. Like, this is the
Yes.
best thing she's ever seen.
Yeah, she actually cried when the deer walked away. And she's like, I miss my deer friend.
You're like,
and
okay,
I'm like,
don't
yes.
anthropomorphize him. He has his own life.
I'm like,
and he's got shit to do.
Yeah, I'm like, he's got a home to go to. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
going home. But yeah, it's like, but actually anthropomorphizing in some ways is like kind of what you want to do because it's like,
For little kids, make them understand the empathy, the importance of these creatures are as important as you are. Right?
yeah, but actually in Braiding Sweetgrass, she kind of said the opposite. And you're right. Like, it's not anthropomorphizing. It's more like this creature has a soul. And this
Okay,
creature
so what
is-
I'm talking about is making other like judging other animals by human.
Yeah. By
Okay,
feelings.
yes. So they're not human,
Right.
and that's important.
Yes.
As important as your human feelings
Yes.
is the life of this animal. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we're talking about the same thing. I'm like anthropomorphize in the sense of give them the dignity of
Right.
life that you would afford another human being.
Yeah. But I think in a way she was, because she was just like, I miss my dear
I
friend.
miss my dear friend.
You know,
I
like
love
that's
it.
so
Yeah.
cute.
Well, and that's this. The thing is, like, children have a very raw understanding of the world, right?
Yeah.
They don't have all the bullshit that we have to deal with, and are fed as adults. Like, she doesn't have a job,
No.
you know, so she can just appreciate a fucking deer
Yeah. For as long
eating
as she
a
wants.
meal. Like, we have that in common. I need to eat. You need to eat. We are friends.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like kind of this amazing, just 5 minutes of my life, and I don't know.
I love it.
It was just really nice. So,
I love it.
and it was just because we went to the playground. You know,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah. I know it's hard for a lot of city dwellers to get raw nature. Like, you're going to get a manicured lawn.
Well, I
and-
mean, this was in a suburb, to be fair. So,
Yeah. I mean, I'm just
It's
thinking about
not
New
like-
Yorkers who are like,
yeah. Well, Central Park.
yeah, just go commune with the sun, sit with a
Mhm.
tree, look at a sparrow, look at in Austin we got grackles and they are wild. And it's just cool to just watch them. You know, and don't be the most important thing in the room for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, that's what algorithms do. So we have to learn to lean into some discomfort, right? As Americans, buy less, use less. You're not the main character, right? Learn how
Yeah.
to fix things. Learn how to grow your own food.
Mm-hmm.
No judgment. But we have to change our mindset. I mean, these companies have money because we give them money.
Yeah. I feel like I've recently. Oh, you want to know something really cool that I just fixed?
Yeah.
So I got these lanterns. They're not lanterns. They're like outdoor lights on
Oh.
Facebook. Not Facebook Marketplace. I got them actually
Buy
on
nothing?
FreeCycle.
Oh, free
Yeah.
cycle. Okay, yeah.
And someone was just giving away, and I was like, well, the ones we have out front suck. So anything's better.
Is this the solar light you couldn't plant because it was...
No.
Oh, a different one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're just regular light. They're electric, but they
Electric.
they have been sitting in my garage for probably 400 years, and it's one of those never get around to projects that I'm like, okay,
I got the thing.
Yeah, I need to just spray paint these.
Yeah.
Because they were like a little rusty. I need to spray paint these. I need to spray paint these. And so finally this weekend, I was like, okay, I'm going to spray paint these things. Because I needed to spray paint something else. So instead of buying new numbers for my mailbox, I took them off. I got some new nails because they were all rusted, and I spray painted those. So 2 things that I spray painted and didn't buy new shit.
High five.
I was amazed, first off, how easy it was to spray paint, and second, how good they look. I was like, whoa, spray paint has come a long way. Because it, like, looks
It used to be,
like
it used to be like, oh,
brand
those drips
new.
and the things. Yeah.
Yes, and it looks like brand new. It was
damn.
really cool and really fun.
That's
I
exciting.
wish I had recorded it, but it's, like, very satisfying to fix your own stuff.
Oh, 100%.
And I just felt so good about
Oh my
doing
God.
that.
When Sean fixes the lawnmower or
Oh, my God.
He replaced the carburetor in our weed whacker the other day, and I was just like, I do nothing in this relationship. I'm like, can I bake you a cookie or something?
I don't know what a carburetor is.
Yeah. I'm like, teach me. He's just so fucking handy.
Yeah,
he just
he sounds
fixes shit.
extremely
And he
handy.
doesn't, and he's not like mad at me for it needing to be fixed. He's like mad that it needs to be fixed, and he fucking fixes it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I make him an electrolyte drink. I make him.
Nice.
My recipe is juice of a lime, maybe 2 limes if you're feeling adventurous, pinch of salt, pinch of sugar, pepper,
Oh.
salty limeade, delicious, and then like sparkling water or regular water,
Okay.
Shake it up.
Nice.
Salty limeade. It's what they drink in India.
Okay.
Very
It makes
hydrating.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you
electrolytes.
don't need to buy those dumb electrolyte
Yeah,
tablet
fuck
things.
Gatorade. There you go. Don't spend money at Gatorade.
There you go.
Okay. We're rambling because I'm drunk. I'm not even drunk. I've had one cocktail. Like, I'm just loose. Okay.
Yeah.
Big point I'm going to make. Post less on social media.
That's gonna be hard for some people.
Or use social media less.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's tough. It flies in the face of my earlier advice to tell everyone you know about what's going on,
Right.
right?
Tell them
Data,
over.
well,
Anyway.
well,
Or
yeah,
in person.
no, yeah. Go out in the woods and watch a red-headed woodpecker and talk to your friends about. Okay, data centers are quickly becoming the biggest users of energy,
Yes, I know it's scary.
mostly due to the boom in AI.
Yarp.
Every time you post on social media, that post creates a data point that has to be stored eternally on a server, which takes energy. You're making Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk rich while depleting our own natural resources. I'm sorry.
God.
Plus, social media rots your brain and increases your stress and lowers your ability to sleep. So,
No, it actually, I feel like my brain is rotten. Joe, although to be fair, I've been really good about it since the start of the year. And Joe the other day was like, what was he saying? Oh, I was like, what have you been doing? And he's like, oh, I've been scrolling social media and I already feel dumber. Like, and I'm like, I like actually physically feel that way.
yeah, I angrier and manic.
Yeah.
And but my thing is like I'm underemployed right now, so like
Right. You said that and that you're like watching the news all the time.
it's bad. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah, it's like what new horror? Okay, I have to prepare every time because I follow some news sources on,
Yeah.
like Al Jazeera. I follow them on Instagram, and it's like they're always at the top,
Yep.
and they're always got something awful.
NPR too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Facebook is like, I don't know what to give you because I think Facebook's a ghost town now.
it is. It's got to be.
There's, like, I have 3,200 friends or something, 2,400 friends. I don't know.
Damn.
140 people exist on, like, most of these are ghost accounts. Like, nobody's posting on Facebook.
Yeah, mine is. I don't ever post.
Yeah. I've posted twice in the past week, or twice in the past 3 weeks. And one was to talk about the economic blackout, and the other was my mother's birthday yesterday. But, yeah.
Wait, Charlie's birthday is today. That's
Really?
interesting. Yeah.
Two Pisces in a pod.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sweet. My mother didn't believe in horoscopes, so I didn't even know what her
Yeah.
her sign was until like last week. But if the stars matter, I think the time of year you're born has some effect on how you grow up. It's like
I kind of think so. Yeah.
it changes when you go to kindergarten. It changes like when your birthday is.
Yeah, it does.
Like your birthday parties as an infant or
Yeah.
like who can come to your birthday party? Nobody
Mine
could
were
ever come
always
to
while
mine.
we were on vacation because it's in July. So-
Mine was finals time. So my
fun.
21st birthday was like, oh, it's Easter often also.
Good.
Yeah. But, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
matter. But anyway, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, forget. I'll come back to it.
All right. All right. I'm going to put my last
Yeah,
point
yeah.
before
Please
we
do.
ramble into eternity
Please
here.
do.
Okay. Something you might not consider is investing in sustainable industries. I know. So I worked for investment companies.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the programs that they were trying to do was to demystify investing for women because, and my father bought me a book when I was in my 30s about like women are the best investors because they will stay long term. They're not day
Right.
trading. They're
Yeah.
not, they put money in and they wait
Oh yeah.
because you're not going to see returns for like over a 10-year period, you get a 10% increase. It's been 15% the last 3 years because of the rebound from Biden. And the last 2 days, it's been a complete drop because of tariffs and other things. But invest your money. And there's a lot of gatekeeping around investing. Get on Robinhood, get on Fidelity, whatever you can. Find environmentally conscious companies and invest in them. There's a whole wing in investing called ESG, environmental,
Yeah.
sustainable, and governance. It's kind of fallen out of favor in the United States. It's big in Europe.
Yeah.
I can't say, I'm not going to pretend that I can give you investment advice, but I invest specifically in one ETF, or not ETF. I'm sorry. See, I'm not even, I worked in investing for a year and a half and I have nothing. A group of companies that are ethically minded and sustainable, and I
Okay.
will throw my money at them.
Yeah.
My 401, not my 401k, my Roth IRA, because I don't work for a company, so I don't get retirement.
Yeah.
My personal investing, whenever I have extra scratch, throw it in there, give it to that company. You can use these criteria to screen which funds you want to buy to invest in companies that live your values.
Yeah.
If you have the time and energy and money to invest in the stock market, this is a better way to put your money to use than mindlessly buying stuff off Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't think ESG is bad. I have heard that it's like it sounds really great, but it
yeah,
really
and
depends on the fund you're going after, and a lot of these companies are like kind of half-assing it.
oh yeah, I mean, again, like we said, Vistra Energy has a whole post about all the shit they're doing, and they're still the biggest polluter in the United States.
Right. Yeah. But
I mean, if you
probably
know a company that you appreciate that's on the stock market, look them up, buy a couple stocks.
right.
You know, you might lose money,
Yeah.
but you're throwing your money behind something you believe in.
Yeah.
And maybe in 10 years, which is when stocks matter, it will, return on investment. I know at the end of The Big Short, did you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
They talk about the investor that they were talking about who did The Big Short, who was like, oh, this is going to collapse. The only stocks he invests in now are water.
Water. I know. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Which is so scary.
Terrifying, right? But yeah, I mean, give money to the companies that are doing good work. Even, I don't know. I don't feel like Americans right now have enough money to waste on bad investments. So
Yeah.
that's the hardest part. I'm like, I'm sorry, eggs are $9, and that feeds your family for 3 days. So I can't tell you to like, yeah, give $10 to an ethically minded company. Like, no. But if you have the scratch to do it.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, that's all I got.
All right. Awesome. I was
'Cause
gonna
it's
go off
bedtime.
on another tangent, but I'm
Oh,
not
go
gonna do it.
tangent away, baby girl.
It's not
This
even
is
really
our...
tangent. It's more like advice.
Oh, yeah, please. What did
So
I
I
miss?
started. This has to do with groceries. I started
Okay.
meal planning, and it's
Yes.
actually like saved my life. That's an exaggeration.
Yes, no, I follow
But
a
it's
woman
great.
on Facebook who she shows her meal plan for the week. And part of it is because she's anti eating disorder shit. So she's like,
Oh, okay.
we're going to eat fucking pizza cups. Like, here's our
Nice.
meal plan for the week. And she's like, we're reusing chicken. She's great. But yeah, meal planning is huge. I know.
My
Your
damn
face is fuzzy.
camera. I need to fix my camera.
It's a Vaseline lens.
Yeah. No, but it's. Do you do it?
Not currently because I sleep 15 hours a day. So
Oh, okay.
I don't even eat. I'm going to have popcorn for dinner after
No,
we get
that's
off this
fair.
call. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say we could even have. We don't really know what next season is gonna be about, but we could have an episode on meal planning because it's helped me save so much in food waste, like so much.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I made chicken stock from the rotisserie chicken that Sean bought the other day.
I love
and
that. I'm so proud of you. I was having a whole conversation about this with my mother-in-law the other day, and I was like, "You do that? That's so smart."
I throw it in the Instant Pot with I had leftover celery from the Super Bowl and
Yeah.
carrots, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, this is soup now. And
That's
the
all you
rotisserie
need.
chicken's already got all the salt and shit in it because
Yeah.
it's over salted.
Yeah,
No, I just
amazing.
have to use the chicken broth. That's my problem.
Freeze it.
I know I have a bunch of it frozen, but some of it
Okay.
is in the wrong container for that.
Okay, a
So
lot of people
it's-
don't know about their freezer, man. Yeah, we can do that. We'll have it like an episode because I've
Yeah.
been getting really into it, and I'm very excited about it.
Dude,
because
our
it's like-
ancestors couldn't grow food over the winter and had to store shit. I mean, they could. That's the thing. Broccoli,
yeah,
all those things grew in the winter. We don't even realize that, but like
Cauliflower. Yeah,
Cauliflower,
but like,
but potatoes keep, onions keep,
yes.
apples.
My family, my grandma's no longer here, but my aunt is so good at this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe I should ask her. I can ask her some advice. Because
Guma's
yeah,
first interview.
yeah,
We
she'd
keep
be like, hell no,
I,
I'm
I
not
want to
interviewing.
point out for the record, yeah, we keep asking scientists to come on our show, and they're like, I don't do well on the. I'm like, you literally talking to a TV screen, but they're like, I'm a nerdy girl. I'm like, you're the prettiest woman I've ever met in my entire life, and you have a PhD. I can name 3 off the top of my head that have declined to come on this show, even though they are
Oi, oi.
brilliant scientists. And they're like, well, I just can't be on camera. And I'm like, oh, come on. You present to a group of rocket scientists every week in a meeting on Zoom. This is nothing. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that's funny and
yeah.
also kind of adorable. And
It's
I do kind of understand.
friggin' scientists. They're the best.
Yeah, yeah.
Go hang out with a scientist in the woods this week. If you
There
can.
you go. That's your assignment.
There it is. All right. Do we want to do good things since we're
Yes. Now I have to think of another one.
A new one?
You go if you can.
beep 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 boop beep boop.
Beep boop bop bop.
I am very happy in my relationship.
Oh, I love that.
I just I'm sorry, I'm gonna embarrass him. He doesn't listen to this anymore right now. He's like, but it is nice to rely on a partner, to be able to rely on a partner,
Yes.
and that should be how it is. If you feel like asking your partner to support you during a tough time is too much, then get out of that partnership.
Or have a conversation.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, start with a conversation, but like if yeah, I have had the surgery that I'm going to have 2 times before, and both times I was completely let down, and
Ugh.
it was like, it's so hard. Like I have to get up in the morning and take you to the freaking
Oh, gross.
and when I told Sean that I had to have a surgery, he said, "Let me know what it is so I can take the day off." Like immediately. Like
Oh my
no
God.
question. Obviously I'm taking you, and obviously I'm supporting you. And I was like, "Oh, I'll try to do it on a day when you can work from home." And he's like, "No. I'm taking the day off."
That is so sweet.
I'm like, "Can you massage my feet?" Not too much. But yeah. But just,
Yes. Just reliability.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal.
and friends are that way too. I have a friend taking me to my mammogram this week because I fainted at my last one. And so
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
"Hey, I'm going to take a Xanax before my next mammogram. Can you drive me?" And she's like, "Absolutely." So like,
Yes.
I have very good supportive people around me, and I'm in good relationships, not just my romantic relationship.
Oh, yeah.
but there are
Yes.
people around me who are supportive and wonderful. So
That's awesome. I love that so much. It reminds me of when I had a scare because I had to have a in my boob. What's
Yes.
it called?
biopsy,
The biopsy. And
stab, an
Stabby stab
arrow.
in my boob. Yeah, and that sucked
Yeah.
like a lot. And I remember I called Joe before we were married, before everything. He was living like kind of far away. No, we were working far away. And I was in DC, and I called him. I was like, I'm really scared. I was like crying. I was like, he's like, do you want me to come? And I was like, no, it's okay. I think I'll be all right. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm coming. And so he just like told his boss he had a medical emergency. He's like, Tiff's got something going on. I gotta go. Bye. And he just showed up. And I was like so grateful because I wouldn't have
Readers,
asked him to.
I married him. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, just like having someone have your back and having friendships that you know you can count on. It's so important.
When I had cancer 3 years ago, gosh, jeez.
Yeah.
Sean and I had just met, and we were seeing each other, and I had a good friend of mine who it's her birthday, and I need to text her. Katie, I'm sorry I missed your birthday today. I did not miss it. It's on my calendar, and I've just had a fucked up
It's not midnight yet.
No, I'll text her after this. But my friend Katie took me, and she's wonderful. But Sean was like, I would have taken you. And I was like, we're not dating. We're not a thing. Like, but he's like, no, but you should let me do that. And that was 3 years ago. That was before we were, like, he had just gotten out of a relationship. And, like, we were not. And I was like, well, we're not dating, though. And he's like,
Right.
I don't fucking care,
Yeah.
So now he gets the chance to take me to surgery, so.
That's awesome.
Go team.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that so much. I don't think I can top that. So.
No. Well, you just did. Joe was like, I'm taking off.
Oh, well, no, come on.
No, it's huge. Especially if you had to like drive a long distance and.
Yeah. No, it was great. I'm saying I don't think I have a better, like, or like
Oh, no, I think we both just agreed on like.
Yeah.
We live in wonderful, supportive places.
Yes, totally.
Which we totally deserve.
Yeah, those are all good things.
And we wish them on everyone we love.
Yes.
I'm thinking about my dad and how he took care of my mother and how rare that is now, but it was just like how he just is, you know.
Yeah.
And
it's like it wasn't even a question in his mind.
No, it's like, yeah, obviously I'm going to the hospital every day for 8 hours,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And Sean would do the same, I think.
Right.
I hope he never has to. And I told him, do not. If I am
Right.
comatose, go do something else. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Just it's Plato's ideal, right? The
Mm-hmm.
man who's so moral that it's not even a question.
Right. And it works in reverse too. It's like when Joe's mom was going through all that stuff, and it was just like,
Yeah, of course I'm doing it.
This is what I signed up for. Like,
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
I
not.
know. I feel the same way. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of your nephew. Like,
Right.
I'll help
Right.
babysit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
exactly.
take your dad to the hospital if I need to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
Lovely.
partnerships work. Okay, yeah.
I love it so much.
Okay.
So good. What's that weird millennial one? Nope. I'm not doing it.
No,
they do
they do
like
it.
weird heart.
It's not millennial, it's like Gen Z. It's
Sorry,
like
not.
this.
Well, yeah, you're right.
No, there's a new one. It's like this.
No.
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
It's a
I
heart.
can't. I
It's a
can't
heart.
do it.
I can't.
We're too old.
I'm watching sorry. And this is like a Patreon episode now, but I'm
Right.
watching a TV show called Younger that was from the
Oh yes,
2015
I've seen it. I've seen a bunch of episodes.
It's so
yeah.
like rom-commy, but
Yes.
like I'm watching it like I'm like, I so relate to this 40-year-old woman. And then it's like it was filmed 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
old.
I was the millennial age. Like I was the age of the 28-year-olds when it was made, and I'm like,
How do
so I'm
I
watching
relate
it
to
from
this?
like both sides, and I'm like,
Yes.
it's stupid and dumb, but it's I love it.
Yeah,
like-
it's kind of a sweet show. I sort of fell out of it, but I like.
There's
it a
7
lot.
seasons. I've just been like
Yeah.
turning it on and falling asleep on the bed, but
There you go. It's a
Yeah.
very good background show.
before
for
I
sure.
cancel Netflix because they don't deserve my money. But
Yeah, I haven't gotten back to them yet. I don't know if I will. Maybe sometime.
I had to because Sean's dad was taking care of our dog in the house, and he watches Netflix. So Sean's like,
yes.
"You have to resubscribe. I'll pay for it." Like, fine. I was sticking it to the man. Next month. No TV.
There you go.
Amish lifestyle.
There
Grown
you go.
potatoes.
That's what we're prescribing for everyone.
Yes.
Didn't you know? Yeah.
Grilled potatoes. Talk to
And
a squirrel.
only live like Amish folks.
Yes. Turn
No
off all the lights.
Yeah.
Turn off all the
Candlelight
switches.
only.
Don't charge anything.
Candlelight,
and-
but it's got to be soy.
I mean,
Anyway.
get used to it because it's probably what's going to be in 10 years anyway when they
Jesus Christ.
destroy the grid. Okay.
Yeah,
No more
alright.
doom and gloom. All right. Go to bed.
Okay, I will.
What are we talking about next?
Oh shoot, I don't know.
We're here for an hour and a half, and we're like, I don't know. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah,
I
look it
will-
up.
I
It's
will-
me.
Yeah.
good
Well,
question.
you just had 2 in a row, but yeah. Oh no, that's the wrong document. I'm wondering.
I want to
even-
know. I want to say there's one coming up about. I know you're talking about green policies, but I think that's later.
Well, we might just revise this whole season because we've like
I
everything's-
did edit it a little bit actually.
Yeah, everything's gone off the rails since Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. What green plans are out there?
Oh yes, that's right. Is that me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm doing green actions you can actually take. So I get
Yep.
another softball. So have fun.
All right. Nice. Cool.
Awesome. All right. Well,
I need the music.
maybe we're more fun when we're drinking, but the podcast
Maybe.
is all over the place.
Maybe we'll see.
It's all right. Well, thank you for listening to us. Share us with your friends if you like. Talk to us. Let us know what you think. We would like to hear how you're sticking it to the man, or if if you think we're insane, let us know. Yeah, we're on Instagram.
Gently. Yeah.
Gently, yeah, sure. Anyway, love
Okay.
you.
Love you too. Bye.